We are hoping to grow our international trade to about $2 trillion by 2030. And I suspect by 2047 to 2050 period, when India will be completing 100 years of independence, we'll be at least a $30 trillion economy on a business as usual scenario. It's exciting times in India. Every data point tells a story of huge potential back home. The young boys and girls there are starting new innovative ventures. I have some of them with me in my team here today. As the McKinsey boss said, it's not going to be India's decade, it's going to be India's century. And this optimism or from the stock market world, this bullishness, does not come out of thin air. It comes out of a very serious study of different areas in which the country is making rapid progress, building the infrastructure required to meet the needs of the 21st century, getting the building blocks together for people to have all the basic needs of life, with high quality being the focus, a new education policy which invites partnerships with the best in the world, which calls for liberal education the way you enjoyed it in the United States, which permits or rather encourages the liberal arts, and which looks at deeper collaborations with the best of schools in the world. So we launched on 5th of January 2015 a program to encourage more and more households and businesses and even government through street lighting and government offices to adopt the LED lighting as their preferred choice. LED bulbs at that time would cost about $7 or $8 per LED bulb of about 8 watts, which was equivalent to a 60-watt incandescent bulb. We realized that that's not going to be sustainable at that price point. But what were we selling in the country? 600,000 bulbs in a year through government support of $1.50 as a subsidy. So the government gave $1.50 as a subsidy to everybody who put in an LED bulb. But all we had was $1.5 million. So the subsidy, in a way, was the constraint which didn't allow this program to grow fast. The first action we took was remove the subsidy. And you know how difficult it is in a developing country like India, politically charged atmosphere. You are withdrawing a subsidy which is going to encourage people to buy an LED bulb and put it in their home. But that was the first action. And that was the defining moment for the success and subsequent success of this program. We will do that subsidy, engaged with stakeholders extensively, stakeholders as in electricity companies, distribution companies, suppliers of LED bulbs, importers, because we didn't have much of a domestic manufacturing ecosystem at that time. Today we don't only manufacture in India, we also export from India. But I'll come to that in a bit. And instead of 600,000 bulbs, we targeted that we'll do 300 million bulbs. Just think of the context. 600,000 bulbs in a year was being moved to 600,000 bulbs in a day. That was an intention. We used the logic of economies of scale coming into play and hoped that that would help bring down the cost. Studied every element of its costing and its marketing cost to see that there's a potential to bring down that cost. And you'll be happy to know that we were able to bring down the cost of that bulb by 85% in the first year itself. We have currently plans on hundreds of such programs, be it in the field of education, be it fintech, We have 40% of the world's fintech transactions happening out of India. Even a hawker on the street has a QR code on his vend, and you can just flash your phone on it and walk out. Probably 6 billion digitally digital payments being done every month in the country. I hope the statistic is right.
It's 40% of the global number.
40% of the global digital transactions are done in India. The India stack making payments as low cost as for probably 10 cents. You can move $1 billion wherever you